Old man Wrigley lived in that white house down the street where I grew up. Mama used to send me over with things. We struck a friendship up, spent a few long summers out on his old porch swing. Said he was in the war, went in the Navy, lost his wife, lost his baby. Broke down and asked him one time, how you keep from going crazy? He said, I'll see my wife and son in just a little while. I asked him what he meant. He looked at me and smiled, said, I raised my hands, bow my head. I'm finding more and more truth in the words written in red. They tell me that there's more to life than just what I can see. Oh, I believe. A few years later, I was off at college, talking to Mom on the phone one night, getting all caught up on the gossip, the ins and outs of the small town life. She said, oh, by the way, son, old man Wrigley's died. Later on that night, I laid there thinking back, thought about a couple long lost summers. I didn't know whether to cry or laugh. There was ever anybody deserved a ticket to the other side, it'd be that sweet old man who looked me in the eye, said, I raised my hands, bow my head, finding more and more truth in the words written in red. They tell me that there's more to life than just what I can see. I can't quote the book, the chapter or the verse. You can't tell me it all ends in a slow ride in a hearse.
He walked the Via Dolorosa, struggled just to stay upright. The beams were heavy on his shoulders, pushed along by Roman soldiers. Love could not give up the fight. They formed a cross and laid him on, drove the nails into his hands. Some may see a broken spirit, all I see is love and mercy where the cross of Calvary stands. I'm just like you in so many ways. I've had my share of tears, had my share of rainy days. Yeah, there were ups and downs, and the seasons turned. But through it all, the greatest lesson that I have learned is to just let God be God on those little days. He'll be God there on the bigger days. Why do we wait until things go wrong, when we could have Him by our side all along? Let God be God in the best of times, and He'll be your God when you're going through the worst of times. If you need God to move in mighty ways, when you need God to be there on the bigger days, or pray on the little days. It's more than a book sitting on a table. God can change your life, He's willing and He's able. All but we keep Him small, and then we stay the same. But we could change the world by calling on His name. Let God be God on the little days. He'll be God bigger days. Why do we wait until things go wrong, when we could have Him by our side all along? Let God be God in the best of times. He'll be God through the worst of times. When you need God to move in mighty ways, when you need God to be there on the bigger days.